Yay.
All right, let me just check to see. All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So these are reading sprints for the Romance Takeover Readathon, and we're just going to be doing some sprints and maybe chatting a bit. So to get started, if we kind of just want to go around and introduce ourselves and say what we're currently reading, I'll go first. I'm Riley, in case somebody doesn't know. And I'm going to be starting Don't Hex and Drive by Juliet Cross, which is like a paranormal romance about a witch and a vampire. I'm very excited for that.
Ooh. I'll go next. I'm Melissa, and today I'm going to continue reading Real by Kennedy Ryan. So very excited. I'm only like a little bit of the way through, but everyone has given this book so much praise, so I'm very excited to read it.
I know, I hear so much about that. I'm currently reading Here's My Kindle. All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. It's my first Mariana Zapata book. I haven't bought any of her books yet, so I'm like, if I don't like them, I don't want to. So I'm very sharp today. So we'll see.
It depends on how much you can handle the slow burn.
I'm so terrified. I'm like, will it be worth it?
I think it's worth it, but not everyone agrees. But yeah, Real, the audiobook for Real is so freaking good too.
I have some cleaning I need to do after this, so
yeah, because there's 3 narrators for it. There's 2, like, because it has like scenes from the movie, and like there's like one of them sings in it. Oh, it's so good. At least 3. There might be 4, but I think there's 3. So I am actually I'm listening to an audiobook, but I'm about to start a physical book. I'm listening to Entreat Me by Grace Draven. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it's so freaking good. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting it. Yeah. So it's one of my favorite Beauty and the Beast retellings I've ever read. But for physically reading, I am on the book 3 of the Edge series by C.D. Reese. And I read the first 2, the prologue and 2 books a while ago. And I just never finished it. Not because it wasn't good, but just because I think I read it for a readathon and then the readathon ended. But I'm finally picking it up. I'm excited about it. This is a really dark romance too. It's a military romance, but also just really, really dark, tons of triggers in it, but it's so freaking good.
Hey y'all, so I'm Mina, and I'm reading Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly, and I'm already like 40 pages into it, and it's pretty funny, so hopefully it'll be good. Fingers crossed.
I've been wanting to read that one.
Yeah, I just got my copy from Book of the Month too, and I'm like, I've seen a lot of good praise about it so far.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hi, everyone.
Yes.
A Touch of Darkness. Nice.
Whenever I see Touch of Darkness, I think of ATOD, because that's the
Spanish Love Deception. That is a long book.
Yes.
It is very long. I didn't finish it.
I don't blame you.
Ooh,
good choice.
Love that one.
I still need to read what's the last one? The Architect?
The Architect. I need to read that too.
Oof.
Arctic Heat.
That sounds nice.
Let's see. Ooh, I think that this was the first Tessa Dare book that I ever read.
Mm-hmm. I think that was my first one too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I'm so excited to start this.
I liked the first book in that series.
Yeah, it was one of my favorites that I read last year.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Snow.
Oh, Snow. What a babe. I love Sasha. Sasha's really cool.
Brutal Prince. So we were just talking about Sophie Lark before we came live because I finished the second book this morning. And it was good. It was a lot like, is it a direct Beauty and the Beast retelling? Because there was a lot of I saw a lot of comparisons.
She loves to put a lot of, it's the only one that's a retelling as well out of all the books, but it's one of her favorites. And so she's also huge into the ballet and stuff. And so the way that she kind of put everything together was from a lot of the folklore stuff and how she did that.
Lola and the Millionaires.
Oh.
I've been debating getting into this whole series, but
Read it. I promise. It's so
I don't
good.
know why it intimidates me.
It's the Omegaverse. That's why.
Do it. You will not regret it. It's so good.
I need to continue on with the series. I think I read the first couple books, but I definitely need to finish them.
Mhm.
And Riley, didn't you read Rook's Grave?
Yeah.
If you liked Rook's Grave, you're going to like this. And this one has
Okay.
like more romance. It's a little bit less smut, but it's still
Okay.
it's still like very smutty. But it's just like it's a better balance of like romantic development and smut.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that because it's like Omegaverse.
I still haven't read any Omegaverse books. Maybe I need to start
I
with
came
that.
across some terms the other day and I didn't know what they meant. And I had to Google them. And I sat there and I go,
I would imagine Googling any Omegaverse terms is probably going to make your history pretty interesting.
Yeah. I went into a whole deep dive when I Googled MPreg. I was like,
Oh,
interesting. Have you guys read this series?
I haven't. I want to.
I have. I read the first
love
one.
it.
Yeah, it's so good. I want to continue.
I love a lot of her
Yeah.
other books too. It's very
Mhm.
sad.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
my everyone.
it's so addictive.
So good. I'm still on the fourth book, still in the middle of it. I need to finish it.
Okay, I'm being convinced to read this.
Mhm.
Do it.
This. I love peer pressure.
I think it would be hilarious. Like, regardless, it would be like a top tier, like just reading vlog experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley, I will buddy read it with you.
Okay, let's plan this. First
can do
time
a live
watching
show.
a live. Welcome.
Yeah.
The Initiation by Nikki Sloan.
Good.
I really want to get the bind up.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so pretty, but I'm
I
like, I already own the whole series. Do I need to pay like however $60 or whatever it is?
I know, but it's so gorgeous. Like, especially since she posted like the actual like physical book with like it being matte and everything. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I only have the first book, so I'm definitely getting it.
Possession and Demons. You know, it could still be in a sexy way. You never know.
you know, I'm always here for just. Oh well, no. It depends.
The Spy.
Crystal, feel free to text me because I know you're already talking to Jen about it, but I just finished that last week as well, and
Possession and Demons sounds like a good time. That's what I'm saying. Run,
Oh,
Cozy,
so
Run.
good.
I've heard good things about this.
I'm obsessed with that book.
Really?
Yes, it is so good. It's, again, not for everyone. It's very dark. He literally kidnaps his wife after he like kicks her out, but he's a psychopath. But watching him fall in love.
Wait, he kicked her out, and then
Yeah, he thinks that he's in the mafia. He like kicks her. Well, I guess I can't remember if they're married or not. I think she might be his girlfriend, but he like literally thinks that she's cheating on him, and then he like throws her out and is like, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna kill you. But then like these other people are coming after her, and he's like, well, they can't kill you. I have to be the one to kill you. If you're gonna die, it's by my hand. So he like kidnaps her, and then like, yeah. Then they fall in love, but he doesn't really like he doesn't really feel emotion. So when he starts to feel things for her, he's like, "What is this feeling in my chest? I don't understand."
wait, so have you read The Sinner's Duet by Sophie Lark? Because like that's
I want to
very
though.
similar vibes, very similar. Like at the beginning,
love
he like has no emotions at all, and then like he starts getting emotions. He's like, I don't like these emotions. Should I just? This is not cool.
So great.
I'm being dragged in the comments by Aaron, and I don't like it.
Sophie is a queen of mafia romances. You either start with Brittle Prince or you start with The Sinner's Duet.
Yeah, I'm adding this book, Run, Posey, Run, to my TBR immediately. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I'm like writing down all the books that I haven't read yet that everyone says are great. So I can finally catch up.
Hi,
Yeah,
Jack. Oh, not the Skeleton King.
Jack.
Oh my God, Jack!
I thought you read it already and you hated it. Mina, did you read the Madly Darkly duet by Trisha Wolfe?
I read the first one, but I haven't read the second one.
You gotta read.
love
I don't know
that
how you end
one.
with the first one.
Because I don't know what stopped me from reading the second one, but maybe I should just finish it. But it was really good. Like the first one was amazing.
And the writing is so good too.
Oh, that reminds me, Brie. I was gonna ask you where you found the story, like the little story that she put out about them.
She sent it in her email a while ago, but I think she posted it on her Facebook page. And speaking of psychopath romances, Jack just released one. It's the Desire.
I want to read that one so
I
bad.
just read it. Oh my god, Jack, your brain.
He came out with a new book, and I don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the cover is
dark,
so
dark.
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm a Google this.
He
Yeah.
probably
Jump
just
on a train, clearly. I feel like I've always seen Riley talk about Jack's books, and I just need to get to them
They're
still.
so good.
And it's a male romance, and
You guys should read Parker if you haven't already.
Yes.
Parker's so good.
That's
His
the one.
beauty-
That's the one I feel like I've seen you guys talk about like a lot as raving. I have it like sitting on that like list of my like need to buy these books.
Jacqueline. If you like Beauty and the Beast retellings, his Beauty that he wrote is so good because it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but the beast never changes back into a prince. He's a beast the whole time.
Oh, I read that one.
So good.
Mhm.
Love that.
Have you guys heard of this book, Triple Threat?
I've seen the cover; it's freaking gorgeous, and like I want to read it, but also I've heard Kay Webster is like a whole nother level.
Yeah. So this
Mhm.
one is about three triplets, brothers, who all like are dating this one girl, and she doesn't know that it's three of them.
What?
She thinks she's just dating one guy, but she's dating triplets, and she doesn't know.
Wait, I need to read it.
Immediately.
Hold, please.
Oh
It has
my
a
God.
gorgeous cover. Wow.
Yeah.
I would never have guessed that from this like synopsis they put out. I was like, I have no idea what this is about, but it sounds kind of cool. What?
Whoa.
Oh, it's a spinoff from her Cinderella trilogy. I have the first book in that. I need to read it.
Yeah, I haven't read that, but I think that the guys show up in that series.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The cover is really
Say
pretty.
that the Cinderella series is super like bingeable. Like it's
I heard that. Come back. Poor Jack.
Oh, they were the villains. Oh, that's interesting.
Ooh.
I love a good villain redemption arc. Well, if they get redeemed.
I mean, even if they don't, it's fine.
Yep. I like the villain turned hero in a book.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I've never heard of this.
I don't even know that author either. Interesting.
It's also in the same world as the new Gianna Darling.
What?
Interesting.
A beautiful. Oh wow. I would never have known that. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued by that duet.
It's part of the Dangerous Press Midnight Dynasty world.
They're like a bunch of authors that maybe write in it.
Maybe. There's a lot of, I feel like, worlds like that.
Yeah, crossover-y things. But I feel like normally when those exist, it's like just single books within that world. I've never had like duets and series within it. That's cool.
Starting Real too. I haven't finished Real yet. I had to put it down. It got a little emotional for me.
You were like,
It's intense. Well, especially if you have a chronic illness. So
Yeah.
it's hard to get through.
But what I read, I loved. I
Mhm.
definitely will go back to it.
Got to be in the right headspace for it.
Yeah. So far, the writing is so good. So I have
So
to say,
good.
yes.
Yeah, I went back. So I listened to the audiobook and then I went back and annotated the physical book because there are just so many things I wanted to underline and comment on.
I know. I feel like I already have my highlighter out, and I was like going for it. I was like, oh my gosh, the whole thing.
Oh, that's
Okay, so do you guys want to start a sprint now, or
Sure.
okay? How long do we want to read for? Does anyone care?
When I did mine, I just did 1 40-minute sprint, but we can break it up if you want.
Okay, how about like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go until 35.
Okay.
Okay. How is everyone's books? Oh,
Pretty solid.
I just heard myself again. Okay, I think we're good. This book is so funny.
My book is really funny too.
Really?
I can't stop smiling. They're just it's like the kind of funny where it's like secondhand embarrassment, like embarrassing things that happen on the TV show, and I just keep laughing. But I love it.
Yeah, I just read a part where I guess she was on, a dirty site and she got a virus on her phone. And she was talking about, her friend was saying, like, your phone has herpes or something like that. It's just like, oh my gosh.
I feel like I do that.
I was like, oh my god.
My girl got a job. So good for her. That's what I'm up to. I'm excited because like I'm slowly kind of like starting to piece things together because it started off and you were like, well, what the hell happened to her? Like, why is she divorced? Like, what happened? And now you're like slowly figuring out like what she did and stuff. I'm just hoping there's definitely like a movie, like a rock star aspect to this. And I'm hoping it's not like too big, depending on like how it goes. So we'll see. Because I've read like, I don't think it is going to be because like it's a small town one. But I've always had like been a very hit or miss when things have to do with like the music industry and stuff. I found it's either like great or it's like womp.
Agreed.
Yeah. I am realizing that I remember very little from the first few books. So I need to like go back and read the synopsis and my reviews and stuff because I'm like, what's happening? Oops. That's what I get for waiting so long.
I don't know if you guys read Natasha Nagan's Girls of Paper and Fire series. It's like a YA fantasy series. But
I read the first one.
Yeah, the first two books came out like back in like 2018 and 2019. And then like the last book just came out. So it's been like 2 years since like the second book. And I'm like, I do want to really finish it, but do I remember?
Yeah. And, like, do I want to reread the first one?
Well, it's like with Sarah J. Maas's like House of Sky and Breath comes out next month, which I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I remember enough from Crescent City? I was like, I would think so. I just don't have the time to reread that. So I might just
want someone to just tell me what happened.
I found a website that like has a huge recap. And like I said, and I was pretty good so far looking at it. I was like, I remember most of this. There was like 2 or 3 things. I was like, oh right, that. I think that'll be my route for it.
I'm reading The Love Hypothesis and all of which is staring at Adam's abs. Yep, there's a lot of that.
Yeah. I'm terrified to read that book. I keep avoiding it.
I actually really liked it. I went in with such low expectations.
It's cute. Yeah,
It's cute. I really liked it.
I loved it.
My book with a test of endurance. Yeah, a Skeleton King.
What is that about?
Not
I just Google it myself.
No, like here's the thing, like we talk about it and then people actually read it and like just don't.
Just go into it blind.
I mean, or don't
Read it.
Oh,
There's just some things you can't unknow.
You can't exactly.
you know what? Fair enough. That reminds me. I read a book called Jack. That was like a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. And I just filmed yesterday like my like most traumatic books of 2021, which are like just 3 books, but they just have had such an impact on me. And I talk about it again. I just am like, you know what? Don't do it, please.
This book will knock it out of the water. Anything that you read, this one will
Yeah.
ruin words.
Everyone, don't ask.
I'm trying to like
Then
get this
don't ask.
synopsis.
If Jen says don't ask, then I take that pretty seriously.
Yeah, it's
What does this mean?
What?
Really? Oh my god.
I have a high tolerance for weird and dark, but even
Yeah,
that would
same.
What
I didn't even mark it on my Goodreads. I'm just like,
I didn't. I
I'm
was like,
pretending it never happened.
That is terrifying.
Mhm.
But you know what? It's okay. Oh, someone said they just read the last 200 pages of Crescent City for a recap. That makes sense because, like, you're trying to solve everything for the first 200 pages.
Mhm.
I wish there was more recaps. I feel like for YA books, it's easy to find like
Yeah.
recaps, but like everything else, you can't.
Mm.
Mhm. Agreed.
I know. This is the
No.
problem when we talk
Unpeak,
about
unpeak your curiosity right now.
I'm reading like this spoilery review. And I'm shaking.
Yeah,
I
I mean read a
that's
spoilery review.
Oh, I love that idea. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
Is it a
don't
spoiler one on is it like a Goodreads spoiler review?
yeah.
Hot. Love that. Perfect.
Does the review mention the word doughy in it at all?
No.
Because that's a word that's used that will never leave your head.
Mm. That's terrifying. I can't. Some books are just very unique. Well, there's like books that are just like, what the hell did I just read? And there are some that you're just like the boundaries you cross, which is
Yes.
not in a tasteful way. Like
Mhm.
I can do a lot of different tropes, but it just depends on how the author handles them.
Right.
Yeah. That
Previously.
was how I felt when I read Games We Play, because there's like a kink in there that I was like, oh, I don't know about this,
I think I know what you're talking about.
but I think I liked it.
I mean, I didn't love that book, but I wasn't bothered by that kink because of maybe because of how it was done.
Oh no, that was like one of my favorite books of all time that I've ever read. But I'm also like a huge gamer, so I think that like plays a huge role into like why I loved it so much. Like games and like gaming and like Twitch and those kind of things, like full on loves of mine. So like that book just like it hit a niche that I've never gotten before that I needed, and I was like,
Well, I think especially like with the voice and everything, like his whole persona, I get that.
mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys listened to the audiobook?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to bits and pieces?
There's an audiobook for that?
Yeah.
The guy who does it, his voice, he does who else does he do? He does Molly Doyle's as well.
Mm-hmm.
And like just if you just listen, he has an Instagram that has like it's all just reels of his voice. You can
Yeah, I followed him on TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah, when the audiobook came out, I like re-listened to it because I was like, I just need to hear this man speak.
Yeah.
Wait. There's water sports in this book? Is that what the refuge is saying? What book?
There was pet play in it, but I don't remember what the hell is.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're just talking about their personal preferences. Because I knew about the pet play. But I was like, there's water sports. I don't know. Okay.
Okay. I feel like there's many different things to think of.
I mean, it's an accurate reaction.
I'm very curious to see what Molly Doyle's would sound like with his voice because it's a reverse harem, so there's like 3 guys. So I feel like since it's just him doing all 3 of them, but
in one of the samples he posted, it sounded like he was doing like the ghost face voice.
He does it like the whole time in the audiobook, and also I would say the quality isn't great. It almost like I think the more he does audiobooks, maybe he'll upgrade his equipment, get better at producing it. But yeah, I mean, it was
the first ones that he's done with just for
Yeah.
Dana and Molly. I feel like one other author.
I saw Sophie Lark wanted him to do one of her audiobooks, the serial killer one, I think.
I could see it done for that one. Because I feel like if she were to do them all, she would need to do that. They would need to be different stuff. It would just his voice wouldn't suit like her other books. But I could see it done for the serial killer one because
I'm assuming Mina just listened to something.
The audiobook is so good. I'm about to get it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Wow.
Yes.
That is so true. She does not know what she has started. Her stuff is great. I need to read some of her other stuff. Like I know her Into the Dark is like her non-HEA one, which
Oh,
kind of-
really?
yeah, that one doesn't have an HEA, which kind of terrifies me. Then she's got her Scars series, which I haven't read. I've only read like her novellas,
Yeah, same.
which I enjoy. So A+ there. But depends. We'll see. I like when there are like novellas I can read in between, like when I'm reading stuff and I don't know what else to pick up. I just pick up one of those, like her and Rilsey, like super easy, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, last night I read it was a Jessica Kane, King Sized, I think is what it's called. I loved that one.
So good. I love submissive heroes when they're done well.
Yeah. And he was like a bigger hero, like kind of plus size, I think, too.
Yep.
He's a bodyguard and he was just like, he worshipped her. We love it.
It was so good. I just read Big Boss by Cassie Mint, and that one's another like hefty hero. Oh, it was so good. Like, especially when you run out of all the Jessica Kane ones, Cassie Mint is a good one too, because hers are short too, but it's really good. And it's a best friend's dad. And it was done really well.
What was the name of it again?
Big Boss by Cassie Mint. And I think it's only like 60 something pages or something, but it's really good.
Yeah. See, I love dark romance, but I just like, why can't we have an HEA?
I know I don't think I could do dark romance without a HEA.
Well, it terrifies me to think about like, okay, so how does it?
Right.
Right, yeah. Because it's gotta end bad, probably.
Yeah, like it's not technically a romance since it doesn't have an HEA, but like I don't know what else. Like you just a dark story. An anti-romance?
Maybe.
The audio for real is fantastic.
Yep.
I don't really do romances on audiobook. I don't know why. Like for me, romance like audiobooks are like thrillers and like horror. I don't know why. That's like how I do them.
I love romance audiobooks.
Me too.
It's kind of weird if I'm like at work and I have it in and I'm like, I feel like people can hear it. So I just like, I get a little embarrassed and I feel like I'm like, my face gets flushed. I'm like, I can't do this at work.
Yeah.
I know.
That's how I am like if I'm at my parents' house. I feel like I have like, even if I have headphones on, I'm like the volume is like all the way down.
Yeah.
You're like,
Every so often, Riley, I think about how you had your window open and your neighbor heard you.
that was so funny. That was so
One of
funny.
the most embarrassing moments of my life.
I love that for you.
And it was like a really steamy scene.
Did he stop and listen to what was going on?
What?
Did he like stop and listen to?
Yeah, and he went, whoa.
My favorite story.
No, yeah. Because no one really knows. Like, could you imagine just walking by someone and just hearing that? I'd be like, fair enough.
Yeah.
Slow clap.
Yeah, so this was like this was my favorite Jessica Kane. I think all of her other books I read, I gave like 3 or less stars, but King Sized was really good.
Have you read any of her other like hefty heroes books?
I don't think so.
All of that. Burley, was it Burley? One of them I didn't love, or maybe it was Husky. One of them I didn't love, but the rest of them I really liked.
Okay.
Yeah, I've read a couple of her like Husky ones. I don't remember which one it was, but I agree. Like one was really, really good and I liked it. And the other I was like, it was okay.
Hefty I really liked. And it might have been Husky that I didn't love. Or
The names are so like close together.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
HEA is Happily Ever After.
And then HFN is another one, which is Happy for Now,
Mhm.
which tends to, well, yeah, like I feel like a lot of Colleen Hoovers are like HFNs.
I'm just sitting here like loading up my Kindle with all the books that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
What I love about like KU now that you can like since last year having so many more, I'm always like adding them all. Then the problem is that like I now buy them physically as well, so I'll keep them on my KU so that I can take all the highlights and then put them in my books,
Mhm.
which is an effort, but you know what? It's worth it.
Yeah. I moved from that place. This isn't why I moved, but I'm happy
Sure
that I'm not there anymore.
Whatever makes you feel better, Riley. Well, is it your new place where you were talking about the pool boy though?
No, that's my parents' pool boy. Yeah. I can never see him again either. It was when I had just read The Pool Boy by Nikki Sloan and I was vlogging it. So I was sitting out by the pool filming a clip of myself talking about that book. And then he shows up right behind me. I swear to God, like, how do I get myself into these situations? I will never know.
So he probably thought you were talking about him.
Yeah.
Mm.
Desperate Measures on audio. That would be an interesting first smutty audio experience.
Quite interesting. Who narrates that one?
I'm not sure.
I want to see.
Is it Jack Callahan? I know he narrates some of the books in the Wicked Villain series, but I don't know if he does that one.
I still need to read that series. I need to read so many things. I'm so lazy.
Nina, your rant about those books.
Oh wait,
me
wasn't that
dying.
part of your like worst books? And you were like, basically, it's just this series.
It really was.
I mean, the thing is, you're not wrong.
I think that Katie Robert is so talented, but I just don't think she be using her talent correctly. Like it's great. Like it's just sometimes it's really good, and then sometimes I'm just like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
Funny.
See, I loved Learn My Lesson, but when you were just like explaining the plot, I was like, wow, that was kind of ridiculous.
I feel like I've only read her royalty ones, which were like the male MMF ones.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one was the first. Well, was that? It might have been the first book I read by her. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I think it was because it was like a Smuttathon pick, and then you started like binging her stuff. I remember.
I don't think I got past like the first. What was it? Like the first one was like a novella, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think I didn't get past that one, but I like gave her another chance and read Desperate Measures and really liked it, and then continued on.
Situational
It turns
awareness
out
zero.
The Hades from her Desperate Measures, like that Wicked Villain series, is the dad to the Hades in her Neon Gods series.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't know that. I only just found out about that. And I was
All of her books are connected. The Sabine Valley series, Dark Olympus, and Wicked Villains. They're all set in the same world.
oh wow, did not know that.
The audiobooks are amazing. I don't think I've listened to any of Katie Roberts' books on audio.
Mm-mm.
You should listen to The Beast on audio.
Okay. That one's your favorite, right?
Yeah, I love that one.
I'm curious about her monster romance coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Like that
I
could be
saw
the
that.
because I don't know. I've read some stuff with monsters or creatures, and I've been like, that's a bit much for me. Then I've read other ones, and I'm like, that's great. So,
Depends on how it's written.
yeah. Like I loved Rook's Grave Manor. That was
Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
But then I read Feed by Avita Weiss, and there was, I don't know, a moth fairy just doesn't get me going. So,
It was like the way that they were described was not sexy. Like
no,
they were
it was not.
they were just like a person, and they kind of had wings.
It was fuzzy.
Yeah, like they were fuzzy. It was like okay, you
I
know.
was like, there's nothing attractive about what you're describing. I was like, Thanks. Although I love that she was a succubi because I need more like succubi.
Mm-hmm.
It's a creature that I feel like no one ever does. They're badass. They'd be perfect for like romances. Missed opportunity.
You should read, what is it called? It's by Catherine Moon, the lady who did Rook's Grave.
Oh.
The book called Say Your Prayers. The main girl is a succubi or succubus.
The guys are priests,
The
aren't
guy
they?
What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes.
I have a whole vlog where I talk about that book, and you commented and you said you were going to download it. So you should do it. Telling you.
So it may already be on your Kindle.
Already have it. Whenever I do that, the amount of unread Kindle books I have in my library, and the fact I don't know, I must have when I bought this, I think I got like a super like large like gigabyte version. I still am not even close to like, and there's like pages on here of things that I have just purchased. Because I'm always that person who like does you can take longer to deliver my Amazon purchase and give me like a $2 thing.
Oh yeah, I have downloaded this.
I told you.
All right. Listen, I love the cover for that book.
I want it to be like in like a mass market. Like I need to be like a trade, like cute small paperback size.
Because I feel like a lot of monster romance covers are so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it going to be
Really?
independently published or is it?
It's indie. It's not
Yeah.
with the publishers, no. Just Dark Olympus's.
Oh yeah, female monsters.
Mm.
I think that the Aveda Vice ones are the only ones I've read where
Yeah.
he's kind of a monster too. Because the second book in that series, she's a banshee, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her love interest is a gargoyle.
Mhm. I like that one better. That one was my favorite.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Because they're like coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah.
If you like rom-coms, Rochelle Mead has it's a book called Succubus Blues, and the main character is a succubus.
Miss Rochelle Mead. What a babe.
It's an adult book too. It's good.
I think they let you download 20 now. Yeah.
It's still
I don't know if it's just in the US or like.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
I never thought about that.
But I always have so many books
I know.
from KU.
I'll always try and get a new one and be like, you have to return one. And I'm like, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I know. I still have like all full 20 of them, and they're still not read yet. But
because it's how I keep track of like which ones I want to read. Is I just download them. It's like a TBR.
Yeah.
yeah, I have an Amazon like private wish list of all like the Kindle Unlimiteds that I want to do, so that way I can keep track, and a little bit easier than Goodreads.
Oh yeah. Plus, I feel like if I add things to my want to read, I just forget.
Yes.
Like I never remember them.
Mm-hmm.
Unless like I know for sure it's something that I will be picking up. Like my Goodreads is just a mess anyway, so
Same.
I don't even want to try.
Which Katie Robert is best to start? I don't know. I feel like there's so many places you could start. Because she has so many series.
Mm.
Maybe
That's
your dad will do, because it's like really quick.
And that's also like her most money with no plot though. Like it depends on if you want like what you're looking. If you want plot, if you want just wow chicka wow, like what you're looking.
I think Desperate Measures was my first one.
I think so. I think that was mine too.
I have a friend who just started reading smutty books, and she started with Neon Gods, and she was like, oh, "Wow!" And I was like, "But just wait."
You don't even know.
fun.
There's for the night. That's true.
Yeah,
I
Rook's
know, I
Race
so agree.
was so good.
It was
Even though I wish there was a little bit more plot.
yeah.
That's why you need to read the sweet verse.
I
And it's sexy.
Okay.
think someone just mentioned the sweet verse again. Yeah. Someone did. Bad Alpha is like another book by Catherine Moon.
Yeah, it's in the same sweet verse series. It's like 2 authors who do it, but only read Catherine Moon's. Don't read that. But Bad Alpha is like the most recent one, and it's like a female alpha. Iconic. Top tier.
I love that.
You
No, I
guys.
wish more like vampire romances, but where she's also a vampire. Like, can they stop being a human as well? Like, I
Yeah.
don't care. I want them to both be badass vampires who, you know,
I don't think I've ever read one like that.
I've only read a couple where like the chick, if she either turns into one within the first book at least.
Mhm.
Thank you. But when they're a human, it's never as fun because there's like that weird power dynamic. And I'm like, no, I want her to be badass too.
Yeah. Or like I hate ones where the main character's like, I don't want to be a vampire. I just want to be a normal girl.
Lies.
What?
I'm not like other girls.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't? I'm like,
There's for the Night. Yeah, I feel like this would be a good one.
yeah, I think it's a good intro to Katie. That's where I started.
Does anyone know when The Groom, The Maid of Honor, and The Runaway Bride is coming out? I
What
do
is
not.
that?
I think this is the next one in Katie Roberts' Taboo series.
See,
Oh,
it's something I will read.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I wonder if it has a release date.
Hi, Tori.
It's okay. You're here now.
Yeah, see, this is what I want to see. I would love this.
Mm-hmm.
I'd buy that. I'd read that.
Riley, you can just read Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer. I don't know why you don't just read that.
The Librarian series by Catherine Moon.
I read the
I have
first one.
not.
I
She
just
must
read
have
the
asked
first
that.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys like it?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's okay.
Does she have like a really big backlist?
Catherine Moon? Yeah, she has
Uh-huh.
a reasonable amount.
Mm-hmm.
I would not recommend the Librarian series. If you like Catherine Moon, like because of the smutty aspect of her books, like
Mhm.
you're not gonna get that in the Librarian series. So, but if you want plot, you're also not really gonna get that because it's kind of slice of life. So I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Entombed by Blood. Daughter of Lucifer. Hold on.
Reverse harem? Hello. I dig that. Female vampire daughter of Lucifer. That's cool.
That is cool.
Okay. Saving that. Does anyone know Nikki Sloan's next Nashville Neighborhood book is coming out? I didn't even know there was a next
I didn't know either.
one.
What is she currently working on?
I have no idea. Oh, okay. So that book got shelved
Mm.
and now it's shared by my neighbors. Well, that sounds fun too.
Sure.
It's all solid.
Life and Death somehow more sexist.
Oh yeah, that's true. She is. Well,
Oh,
she
really?
turns in the book. I really enjoyed it. Mostly because like I just love because it's vampire scenes and there's something about vampires doing it that I really like.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed it. The plot is like it's not that great. Like it's there. It's a solid plot, but like it's a duology that she didn't know if it was going to be a duet when she first wrote it.
Mm.
So, like there's just some plot holy things, but it was still just a fun time. Like a solid 4 out of 5 for me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's one of those like Kindle books that is sitting on my KU
Yes.
that I haven't read yet.
Plus, it's so pretty. Like, come on.
Mhm.
I thought it was cool.
I really need to read Her Soul for Revenge. I don't know why I'm putting it off because I know I'm gonna love it.
Pick it up. Pick it up. If you like the first book, I think you're going to love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have to read Her Soul to Take, but it's just like I was going to read it, and then it was like 500 pages, and I was like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
When I get to that, I say that, and then like I binged the entire Madison Cake Quartet in like 2 days, and it was 500 pages each. So like I really can't say.
Yeah. I read Her Soul to Take in one night. Like I stayed up all night reading it. Even I didn't even realize how long it was. I was just like, good
Okay.
times.
I know. I need that. That's also.
I wish she had audiobooks for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a lot of indies, it's hard because like the extra money that it costs to
Mhm.
get that done.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's not how the world works. The world is a never-ending, lengthening TBR.
Yeah. Have any of you read Katie Roberts' new novella under her pen name? Is this the Kat Taylor one?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Because I read that. It was good. It was fine. It was short. It was like 30 pages.
Why did she write it under a different name?
Because it doesn't have a HEA.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Not someone asking about our OnlyFans. You hate to see it.
I
You know what? Why isn't there a writer novel about an OnlyFans person? I'd read that.
there is. Was it who wrote that one? It's called Fans Only.
Yeah. I don't remember what the author's name is.
I know. I'm looking it up. And it's like it's a friends to lovers. It's like friends that are doing it.
Mhm.
Is it Be Love? Yeah. Be
Yeah.
Love. Mhm. And it's on KU.
I use text to speech feature on my Kindle. I do this too, or I have Alexa read.
Oh, yeah, Alexa.
It's like, it's not the best, but
Alexa's
works.
better than regular text to speech.
Yeah.
Like Alexa tries, sometimes not well, but she
Mhm.
tries.
She tries.
A for effort, Alexa.
And there's more like voice options for Alexa that you can like accents.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that. It reminds me of just like how on TikTok there are like the different voice options you can do for the text to speech.
Yeah. Except that one that people keep using, I hate. It's like a gravelly old man or something. I don't know.
It's the
Yeah.
scream. It's a scream voice.
Okay.
No, I don't like that one either.
I hate it so much. Okay, do you guys want to do another sprint?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do another 20-minute one.
Sounds good.
Okay. I'm reading this book so quickly. Like I started it at the beginning and I'm already 100 pages in.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
It's so good.
Ay, very nice.
Mhm.
All right, how did everyone in the chat do with reading?
I read 20 pages of my book. It's still very fun. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. That one's like a baking competition or something, right?
Yeah, it's like a cooking competition.
I love baking romances.
Mhm. Have you read Rosalind Palmer Takes the Cake by Alexis Hall?
No, I haven't.
Really,
I-
really, really good.
Yeah, I want to read that. I love Alexis Hall.
Oh my gosh, Alexis Hall's writing is just perfection. I love it.
Well, husband material comes out this year too.
Yeah. I'm excited for, what is it called? Something Fabulous. It's his historical. It
Oh
sounds
yeah.
good.
I've seen the cover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever read an Alexis Hall.
You
They-
have?
They
I
did
don't
white
think
girl
so.
material.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of which one Riley would like most.
I would
Hmm.
almost say start with his traditionally published books
Mhm.
first, because they're fade to black, but I feel like when he does write sex scenes, they're so good, but you'll miss them if you read like his traditionally published stuff after you've read his other
I
stuff.
wonder if there'll be anything in husband material. I'm gonna find that out. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I was gonna recommend For Real because that's like an age gap romance. I know
Mhm.
Riley likes that, but
I think I actually have that one on my Kindle.
Do you?
Yeah, because I feel like people have recommended me that one before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm reading Don't Hex and Drive by Juliet Cross.
Is that on my
Real by Kennedy Ryan.
All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. I'm 12% in. It's definitely like, because it's mostly like plot and it's like more like slice of life-ish, that I feel like it's a bit slower to read than
Mhm.
like the things that you pick up. So, but it's going. I like how atmospheric it is.
Yes, that small mountain town kind of
And I'm
vibe.
always a huge fan of small towns, which is why I decided to start with this one of hers out of all of the
Mhm.
ones that she has. I was like, this feels like the best setting for me.
Mhm.
Plus, the only one I would otherwise pick up would be Culty at the moment, but that one's not on KU. And so if I'm going to read it, I'd just buy it physically. So
Right. Oh, I didn't know it's not on KU anymore.
I don't know why just that one isn't. All
Yeah,
the
that's
other
strange.
ones are, but that one isn't.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that's why it took me so long to read it, because it was never on, or like whenever I saw it wasn't on KU. So it took me a long time.
So strange.
Mm-hmm.
oh, and I'm reading Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly.
Initiation is getting intense.
That
Yeah.
ending is like probably the most shocking thing in the entire world. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that's what the initiation is. I get it. Okay.
because the first half reads just like a normal
Mhm.
romance.
Like honestly, I read that, I marathoned them, so I don't even remember what each individual book was about because I was just like, I can't stop. I have to keep
Yeah.
reading.
I
yeah,
still need to read the one from like the fourth one, the spinoff.
Mm.
I've seen some really good things about that one though.
Mhm.
Mm.
Fell asleep sitting up and read nothing. You know, a good nap. 2 pages and someone got shot.
Okay, Jen sent me a message about what that book is about. And
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh no. No, thank you.
Do you understand now?
No. No. No.
All the no.
I was like, well, that's unique. I'm gonna take a pass.
Mhm.
I have not read Sweet Hand, but I want to. It looks really cute.
I liked that
It's a
one.
really cute cover.
It has a super cute cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got the audiobook from Libro FM, but I want to get a physical copy because it's so cute.
Mhm.
There's that one like historical romance series. I haven't read it yet, but it has like these really, really cute indie covers. Shoot. It's like by August something. Look it up.
Hmm.
I love really cute covers, but I hate that historicals now. So many of them are doing the ones with like the real people like up close.
Oh yeah.
I hate
Prom
that.
dresses.
I'm like, no. Or like the
Yeah.
the ones like in the new like Bridgerton style. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
You already got rid of step backs. Don't start changing this as well. That's like it's a no zone for me.
Or like there's the new Chloe Brown cover.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Despicable. It is so ugly.
I
I'm sorry.
don't like it at all.
At least when they did the one for the Kiss Quotient, it wasn't like that bad as the mass
Yeah.
market.
I love the Kiss Quotient mass market cover. I thought
Yeah,
it was
like that
pretty.
was-
The colors were pretty.
Yeah.
It's fine. That was like you can do that. But when they're doing the Chloe Brown, I was like, no. Choices.
Yeah, or it's just as bad as the Sarah McLean's new like ones that look like they're prom dresses.
Because book one was great. And no, but you know what it looks like to me? It looks like a rip-off bad version of Lisa Kleypas's books. Like it has that look of a Lisa Kleypas, but gone horribly wrong. And I'm like, no. And I love that series so much. And I'm so excited for it. And I was like, but why does it have to look like that? So much pity. There's so much potential within historical romances, and then they go and do these things, and I'm like, no, why? Sadness.
From Look Up with Love. That's the only Mariana Zapata that I've read.
I love that
That's
one.
what I always was told to read, but I was like, I don't feel like reading about figure skating. I'm not in the mood.
It wasn't my favorite from her, but I still loved it. It was really good though.
I think that I read it in one night because I kept thinking, oh, I'm just going to keep reading until they kiss.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll wait until like page 900 for that.
The end of the book.
Yeah.
yeah. I've heard it's like the last 20% that like anything happens, which like I get it. We'll see how this goes.
But it just makes all the other moments leading up to it so good.
Well, yeah, because in this one, the guy is such a grump. He's so grumpy. It's not even funny. And I'm like,
She writes grumpy heroes really well.
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Oh yeah, The Surviving Trace is really good. Have you guys read that?
Sounds familiar.
It's a time travel romance.
It's one of those that I had on my Kindle Unlimited that I never read.
Same. I think it looks familiar. I'm pretty sure I have it on Kindle.
Emily McIntyre.
Yes.
I read Hooked and I really loved it.
I love
And then Tori actually got me the second book for my birthday, so I'm excited to read that.
that.
I
Sitting
feel
on
like I'm the only person who hasn't read it. I don't know.
It's if
You're
you
not, I
like
haven't.
mafia or a lot of organized crime, like it's good. It doesn't like the quality of it being mafia, like organized crime-ish, isn't like as much as I've loved other ones. But
Mhm.
there's something about this that just sticks with you after.
Yeah.
Like it really sticks with you. And I had a lot of fun with like the Neverland aspects of it, being like, oh, this is supposed to be like that. It's like super
Yeah.
lame, but it's still like a really fun aspect of it that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
It does a lot of it's the one book I've read that has a lot of breath play in it compared to other books. Like it's super
Mhm.
focused on that as like the main kink in it, which was fun to read.
And Hook is like unhinged.
And he's British.
Yeah.
I
He's
would always remember
crazy.
as I was reading it, and I was like, yes.
I think the
I feel
audiobook comes out at the end of the month, and I kind of want to listen to it when it comes out.
As long as he is British in it, then yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like a bad one. Like I love one of my favorite audiobooks from last year was Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. stellar. But the only
Mhm.
problem is that there is like an Aussie character in it, and the accent for it was like not great. But I overlooked it.
The Fallen Men series.
Yes. I'm up to
So
book
good.
3. I'm up to book 3, which is Harley Roses, which I'm really excited about. I didn't love book 2. I gave book 1 5 stars. It's like one of my all-time favorite books now of like forever and ever. But book 2, the age gap was a bit too much for me.
That's Zeus, right?
Yeah, Zeus.
Oh, that was my favorite one.
I feel like that's either the case. You either really love it or it's like it does depend, is what I think.
Agreed.
Because I love them as a couple and everything, and I read the novella that happens between books 2 and 3, and I love them, and like I love them as a couple. But some of the scenes reading them, and I think it's because the beginning focuses so much on like the
Her
years
being so young.
when she's I was like, whereas I think if that wasn't actually included, I would have actually been more fine with it, which is really strange.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of the biggest age gap romance that I've read, and I was just like, oh my gosh, because she was like
She's
7,
17.
right?
She's 17 throughout
Yeah.
the book too. And I think that's a big portion of it. I think if she'd been like 18 or 20, I would have been like, okay. But the thing is apparently it's set in Canada. It's set in Canada, and the legal age in Canada is like 16 for consent and everything.
Mhm.
Like 17 it's legal, but it's still strange.
Yeah. I definitely can see where a lot of people wouldn't like that big age gap, and I mean, I'm not one in real life, to do that, but I'll read about it if it's an okay thing.
But
Is Fiona Darling Canadian?
I think, yeah, she is.
Lives in Toronto, I think. I'm correct. Yeah. But that's what I love about the books as well, is everything's written in like British English. So it's like I like it.
I was picturing Hook from Once Upon a Time. Yes, same.
Accurate.
Same. But I'm excited because the second book, I know they're not like direct retellings, but the second one is like inspired by Lion King.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, Scar.
What?
So I'm like, that's cool.
Oh my God, that makes it even more exciting. Because I've been trying to figure out what it was loosely based on, because it wasn't mentioned anywhere, because she doesn't want everyone to like really think them too heavily as feelings, which I get, but it's still kind of fun to like
Right.
Easter eggs. Oh, that's good to know, because I was trying to figure that out. Thank you.
Has there ever been another book like with the Lion King retelling?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Katie Robert pulls it out at some point.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Well, Katie actually has that Medusa retelling coming soon, so I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah.
That'll be good, I think.
There's another book this year coming out called Medusa. That's like a version of like Circe, but as Medusa, like how Madeline Miller does her books. There's a Medusa book coming out.
Oh, interesting.
The debut. I'm really excited for it. I think it'd be good. Hi, can I help you? No? She's like come say
I
hello.
have never read Fiona Cole.
Oh, I've heard about Tequila though.
I think I've read something by her, but I can't remember what. I feel like I have the worst memory, so like remembering books. No.
Yeah.
Lion King. Yeah. She's got great covers. I've heard a lot of great things about like her other books too, but I mean, I just haven't touched her backlist. Hook was
I didn't
also,
even know she had a backlist.
yeah, but I think a lot of her backlist, some of it's her and some of it's like co-written stuff, if I'm correct. But Hooked it's a really quick read too. Like her writing is very easy to read and get through. She's one of those kind of authors. Zelda? No. Like she's nudging everything right.
Reeler by K.L. Savage. I'm trying to think what the biggest age gap I've read is. It probably was Birthday Girl.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that was what was it, like 18 years?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that Welcome to the Dark Side, which is the second Jenna Darling, I think that's like 20 something.
Yeah,
like she's 17 and he's like 40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, yep.
Wow.
It's not just a little age gap. But I think are all of hers age gap? Because I know book 3 as well is. But I
I think
haven't.
they all are.
Yeah. But the age
I
gaps
think-
differ.
Is Inked and Lies the third one?
No, the third one is Good Girl Gone Bad, which is Harley Rose's,
That's right.
which I'm so
Okay.
excited about. That's my next one to read once I finish Mariana Zapata, is to go on to that because I'm excited. My hardcover editions just finished arriving of all 6.
I wish that I didn't already. I own the whole paperback.
Oh, I'm still
Series.
buying all the paperbacks, but the paperbacks I'm gonna like highlight and annotate, and then the hardcovers are just gonna sit there pretty because when you get them, when they arrive, they're so like tight that you don't want to like open and like do any homework. Plus, they're like a matte kind of matte where like your fingerprints get on it.
Oh.
Even when they just arrived, like there's still fingerprints from the person who like packed it. And I'm like, I don't want to touch. Like that's like a lot of my books. I'm like, I'll read them on KU and then buy them physically, but I'll read them there because I don't want to like get my handprints on stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Same.
it's so pretty. Like I love the matte, but it's just kind of it's hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Lion King book is scarred by
Emily
that
McIntyre.
one. Emily.
I want to read Megan Quinn.
She's fun.
She's
Oh
been,
yeah, I've never read a Megan Quinn.
she's been everywhere lately, and I'm just
Mhm.
like,
Bree, you read a lot of her, right?
Mm-hmm. Because my dad loves her. Yeah, my dad reads romance, and Megan Quinn's one of his favorites. So is Mariana Zapata.
oh,
That's so cute.
Actually.
my dad and I read like fantasy stuff together, which is fun.
Aw.
The one thing about not living with him anymore, it sucks. Like because last year we did a Quarter Silver Flames and did like a whole thing with it. But like with the new Sarah J. Maas, like I'm not with him, which kind of sucks.
Aw.
It would be fun to do something with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Megan Quinn has a huge backlist, and her books are hit or miss for me. Like sometimes I love them, and sometimes I'm just like, eh.
Reminds me of R.S. Gray.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's very hit or miss for me. Now I'm just looking at all my KU books to see like what I currently have downloaded. I have Flock by Kate Stewart because I've had a lot of great things about that.
I've heard interesting things about that. Like, I don't know if I want to start it.
I feel
I
like
know.
Do you
only
like new
person that
adult?
didn't like it.
A
I
little.
wasn't like amazed by it, I guess.
Yeah,
But
it's very new adulty.
What is it
Okay.
about?
So is it like kind of like cringy-ish new adult or
I
Very-
mean, I read
A lot
it.
of drama.
Yeah. Lots of drama. I read it when it first came out, I think, and I was just like, wasn't like too impressed. But then it got really big, and
Mhm.
honestly, like it wasn't very memorable. I think it was like something I gave like 3 stars to. So
yeah, I feel like I've had a lot of people just being like, you should read this from like what I've been talking about, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I'll give it a shot.
You might like it. I mean, I
Yeah.
can see why people like it. For me, it was some of the conversations that the couple had. Like it was just, I don't know. I think it was trying to be something that it couldn't. Like it was very pretentious. Like some of the conversations, but it wasn't quite. Didn't quite hit the nail on the head. Eye
That makes
rolly. But I can see why a lot of people like it.
Have any of you read, what's it called? Guild?
Oh my god, I need to get to it because Sil, who's on Twitter as like the book boy, like she does a lot of
Mhm.
romance stuff on Twitter, is currently like binging through the entire series and loving it. And I'm like, well, if she really loves it, then I probably
Yeah, so many people have told me to read it, but everyone says that the first book is not good. So you have to like push through it. And I'm like,
That's hard.
I don't know if I can do that.
know.
Well, I feel like that's like with me and From Blood and Ash. Like I enjoyed From Blood and Ash, but I didn't like love it. And everyone's like, but keep going. And I'm like, but what an effort.
When there's so many other books to read that are good right away.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, no.
What was everyone's favorite romance in 2021?
I don't like picking just one.
No, it's impossible.
And there's also like romance and then there's like smutty romance. So like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I could
like,
probably break it
Yeah.
down into categories, like favorite monster romance, favorite.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
romance. Like, I could break that down, but one overall, I don't know.
Yeah. I think I want to do a video like Mina did with her like sexiest romances, because those are different from like my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I just did. I did my top of like my favorite books of 2021, and then I did my favorite steamy romances because I had romances that I enjoyed, but like for example, like one of the really good romances I read this year was like "Come Back for Me" by Corinne Michaels, but it's not like steamy at all. It's like a second chance romance. I'm very picky about second chance romances, so I find that they're either like 5,000 stars, I love them, or they're like a 2. You get one or the other, and that was a really emotional one that I enjoyed, but it's not like one that I put like on my steamy list because nothing happens really until like towards the end-ish.
I feel like my standout one that like I remember the most about and I recommended the most was definitely Rook's Grave Manor, which I feel like everybody has already read, but just reverse harem, monster, loved it.
I'm excited for the second book.
Oh my god, yeah. One of my favorite romances of last year was probably Yvonne by Sophie Lark. But the problem with Yvonne is like, while it's my favorite one, you don't really want to start the Underworld series until you've read the Brutal Birthright series. So like I want to recommend it to everyone because they're like one of my favorite power couples of all time. Like he's this Bratva boss of St. Petersburg in Russia, and she's an American hitwoman sent to go kill him. And like it's amazing. The only problem is that if you do read it before the Brutal Birthright series, you should reread it before heading into Kingmakers, which is super easy because it's like 240 pages and super quick to get through. So it's not like the end of the world. But like I loved that book so much. They're such a power couple. It's definitely not her steamiest book though, because it's like one of her first ones that she wrote too.
Yeah.
So it just depends. But they're like one of my favorite couples of all time, which is why I think that one stuck with me. Plus it was my first mafia romance too.
The cover of this, I promise you. I saw this on Instagram like right before we went live, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Who posted it?
I just saw it from the author. I think someone shared it on their story.
Is that the male one?
Yeah.
Yes, that cover. Oh my god. I have no idea what it's about either. I think if there's something part of it to do with like, yes. That's it. Although my friend commented when I shared it and she was like, he looks like Zayn. And I go, thanks. I go, can you not say that stuff? Because then I can't unsee it. So like
I see it now.
I know.
But yeah, that looks good. It doesn't come out until November, but like
what?
It's on my radar.
Oh my god, that's so far away. Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, you know what just popped up on my Instagram is Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton.
I really want to read that, but it's so long.
It's also like supposed to be, because I have like the prequel novella to that, and it's like pretty well. So like I'm like mildly terrified for it. Also excited.
I have a physical copy of that book.
It's pretty big, right?
Yeah, I was shocked when I got it.
Yeah.
It's like
I feel like it'd be something that I would really like, but like the length, I'm like, I don't know.
Even that's the kind of thing where I'd be like, oh, if it was like split up into like a duet, like, you know, even if it ended like a massive cliffhanger, at least it seems more easier to read.
Right? Like you feel more accomplished. Like you're like, okay, I got another book done, you know?
I don't know. It depends. Let's see. Have you guys read J.T. Gessinger?
No, but I really want to. There's this one, the one series that Jen. I just read that the other day, back in December or November, because of Jen, because I was like, I have no idea what I feel like reading, and I'd only been reading like 3-star books, and I was like, it's one of Jen's favorites. Let me just pick it up. The first 10%, I was like, I don't really know how I feel about this, because the guy is like dirty talk from like the beginning. I was like, okay, hello. But then it's one of the funniest books I've ever read, because her best friend is just, she's priceless. Never read a funnier best friend in a book in the entire world. She makes all these jokes and innuendos. It is beautiful.
What's the name of the book?
Ruthless Creatures by J.T. Gessinger. It's a mafia romance, but you only get his POV like every couple of chapters too, which is kind of cool because like he's keeping some secrets, and so like it kind of keeps you in the dark alongside her as you like start to like learn things, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bingeable.
I feel like the like best friend, like I feel like there's not enough of those. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I read a lot of like indie romances where the girl's like, I don't have any friends, I'm tough, like, you know, all of that. But I just love a good book where there's like that best friend that's always down, like,
oh yeah, this one is that. Like she is there. She's like, you haven't been laid in like 3 years and you have this hot new neighbor. She's like, what are you doing? She's like, but he's my neighbor. And she's like, I don't care if it doesn't end well. He's just, it doesn't, so what? She's like, get over it. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's why I really like the that Anna Huang series
oh yeah.
because it's the four friends.
I'm so
Mhm.
excited for book 3. Oh my god,
Mhm.
Twisted Hate.
I know that comes out soon, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm on an ARC team, and I know ARCs get distributed sometime at the end of next week, which means it'll probably be out 2 weeks from then. So I'm guessing it's like beginning of Feb. That's my guess. I'm very excited.
Are you going to read Spider's Mate trilogy by Tiffany Roberts? I just don't know I can do spiders.
I hate spiders. That's why I don't think I can do it. I don't know. I grew up with no.
Like, I don't draw the line at a lot of things, but I think spiders might be it.
I love the covers. Have you guys read it?
The covers are beautiful.
Mm-mm.
I think it'd be hilarious if I saw Mina read it. I would watch that.
I feel like I would try it, but every time I look at the cover, I'm like, I just can't imagine these two together. I just can't imagine. Like,
Have you guys seen the fan art for it?
No.
The artist like commissioned not safe for work art. It's
The spider?
interesting.
I mean, where is that? Is that like on her Twitter?
I
Oh,
think
okay.
so, yeah.
Well, shit. Now I need to look that up.
Like, if you ever want to know what a spider looks like doing bondage, it's a thing.
Oh my gosh. I feel like there's something out there for everyone, you know?
Oh, I see. Wait, that's not it though.
Oh my
One
god.
here that's a
This
demon.
Cover is just a lot.
A dude with 8 hands.
Well, that's a new one too. That's a new cover for her. Some alien men there.
Interesting.
Oh, I see. Oh. You know.
Well,
It's pretty.
what?
I'm gonna send this to one of my group chats. They were the other day. I'm gonna send this with no context. That's, you know. I still love these covers though. They're really pretty.
They are.
Mhm.
Just
Melissa's hoodie moment is a vibe. I know, you look so cozy.
It's like the best purchase I've ever made is this sweater. Like, oh my god. 100% would repurchase.
Where'd you get it?
I think it's like I think it's called W Concept, like the website.
Mhm.
And then it has like this like I can't show it. I'm like stuck here, but it's I don't know, it's fuzzy on the inside too. Literally like the best hood. Living my best life.
yeah, it needs to be fuzzy on the inside and outside. Like I don't
Yes.
like when you just fuzzy on the outside and then you put it on and you're like, what the hell? Why is the inside regular? I'm like, that is
Exactly.
pointless.
Exactly. Like, mm-mm,
Mhm.
not this one.
Is this Tiffany Roberts? Is a husband and wife duo?
Well,
Yeah.
that would make sense because
Oh.
the profile pic is the two of them. Oh my god. What? Maybe her name's Tiffany and his name is. Oh, it is. Her name is Tiffany and his name is Robert.
Wait, are you guys seeing this one comment from Petty Ella?
What? What? Hang
I
on.
just feel like it should be addressed. You know?
Wow.
I mean,
Much to think about.
it
That's
sounds
the thing with a lot of
uncomfortable.
these creature ones is there's so much like you have to think about with them. Like, unless you take them at face value and don't, like you just use like 3 brain cells while reading them. But if you use more than that, you start thinking, how?
Just use the one brain cell.
Ah.
Yeah.
What a profound question.
Yeah, they bring up, wait, there's too many questions that come from these. Oh, someone asked what the best historical romance was that we read last year.
I think my favorite was The Perks of Loving a Wallflower. I think that's what it's called. By Erica Ridley. It's a female-female romance.
I need to start that one with the Winchesters.
Yeah,
I really
it's
love.
good.
I have 2 that were like, well, I have 3 that were like standouts for me. There was Destiny's Embrace by Beverly Jenkins, which is an American Western one, which I loved. It was my first Beverly Jenkins, who was like, if you haven't read her, you need to. I loved The Secret by Julie Garwood. That's like what got me into Highlanders now, and I'm like dead over it. So that was A+ content. And then again, The Magic by Lisa Kleypas. My favorite Lisa Kleypas. So good.
I was very much slacking in my reading in 2021. So I only read 75 books, which is not normal. So sadly, there was not a historical in there.
Oh wow. Yeah, it happens. I feel like
Yeah,
historicals
it was a bad year. We don't need to talk about
I have to
it.
be in moods for historicals. Like I go through phases when I read them. Like I'll read like 5 at once, and then I'll be like 3 months later, and I'll be like, let's read them again.
Yeah. There's a cobra monster romance.
What?
Okay, how? How does that work?
But how do snakes do anything in the first place?
Oh my gosh.
That's why I liked about Rook's Grave was that even though one of the guys was like a sphinx, he was like human at the
Mhm.
same time.
Yeah.
Like that works for me.
Yeah.
You know?
It wasn't too like, fuzzy Mothman type thing, like
And the Mothman grew other Where?
Okay.
This would be like if someone made one about like a snail or something.
oh my god.
I'm sure it's out there.
Oh my god.
Well, there are so many with shifter books. There's so many different kinds of shifters. There's like that whole beaver shifter series.
What?
Yeah, beavers.
I think I read a shifter, like an otter shifter one, like years ago.
Wow.
Otters.
Yeah,
I just read a book called Her Donut Shifters. So there's
Elaborate.
Huh?
yes, we do shift into donuts. So
What size donut?
What?
like I read it with friends and it was hilarious. Like hilarious.
What is this called? I actually want to
Her
Google
her
it.
donut shifters. That's what it's called.
Her
Wow.
donut shifters?
Yeah.
How do they spell
Donut
donut?
DONUT. Her donut shifters.
Well, it actually comes up quite quickly.
So there's multiple donuts.
There are multiple. It is a RH. Mia Harlan is the author.
A
You're
short
welcome.
quirky reverse. It's 27 pages.
Yep.
I mean, I love a good reverse harem. Mike tried the donut.
Good is questionable. Hilarious.
It's about a witch who hates donuts and 3 shifters who love them.
And who are them?
Interesting.
Apparently it takes place like in a whole world where like everything shifts. Like I guess there's a lot of books in the series, so who knows what else is out there.
Yeah.
No, what?
I just don't get like the food, like, you know. I guess I have to read it.
Yeah. It's 26 pages. It's fine. I highly recommend reading it with like a group of people at the same time.
Yeah, that sounds like this is the kind of book where I feel like I have so many friends that I was like, one day we'll sit down and I'll read a book to you. I feel like
That is the one. That's the one that you do.
they sit in the circle, they could be like drinking their wine, and I'll be like, okay, story time. Let's go. Let me narrate this for you.
Like, I think like what is it? Like some ASMRist will like read a story or something. Like, read donut or
Why not?
I mean, find your niche, I guess.
Mm.
There you go.
A seal shifter.
Eels.
I definitely need to read. I'm going to read Lola and the Millionaires. I've decided that over the
Yeah.
course of this.
Give it a try.
I've decided I will delve into that. I just need to. I'm going to make it a vlogging experience too. I know what. Okay, but you might have accidentally eaten and then die.
Wow. It's true.
I'm just wondering, like, what is she doing with the donuts? What is like?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because if he was a dude, it would make more sense. But
Riley, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Okay, I will read it.
I can't tell you anymore.
Spoil those 26 pages.
I know when I was talking about Jack, I was like, it's 47 pages, but I'm going to spoil it for everyone because you shouldn't read it. I have no shame. I'm going to tell you everything.
This is a good question.
Like a cronut too? Like you're going to throw in all the different kinds you can get?
Like, is it like the stuff with filling? Like, you know?
Donut.
Not Long John donut.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
No, there's something. That's what I was thinking of, a cream donut.
Yes.
The possibilities are endless, my friends.
What do donuts
Exactly.
do to
That's
her?
the correct question.
Well, my question is now I'm curious as to what they look like when they're not in their donut form, and how that's vice versa. Like if it's a jam-filled donut, is he like a redhead? Maybe.
I feel like you guys are more creative than the book was.
Well, what did I read? I read recently a mafia romance that was Alice in Wonderland is inspired, and that was really interesting. With like, I don't know how this made me think of that with creative, but I was like, when you think about like kind of taking fairy tales and like mushing them into other stuff, I'm always super curious as to like how people do that, and it makes me think like, what fairy tale or like things have we not seen done before that could be super interesting, like with the whole like Lion King scarred situation.
Right.
Jungle Book, haven't seen Jungle Book. I don't know how that would translate ever, but that's one.
I'm sure there's ways. Yeah.
I don't even remember what that was about. I feel like Sleeping Beauty is one of the hardest ones to do because, you know, the whole point of Sleeping Beauty is like she goes into the coma.
Like, what do you do with that? Yeah.
I feel like it'd have to start when she's like waking up from the coma, maybe.
Mm.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, there could be like a prequel novella to do with what happens, and then like the actual first book.
Didn't Anne Rice write that one? Like Sleeping Beauty?
Oh yeah, I read
Oh,
that.
that sounds right. Yeah.
And it was like she woke up.
Um,
I didn't finish it. I think I was just like, whoa. Like,
Yeah, it was a lot.
yeah. It was pretty controversial, I remember too, I think.
The Princess and the Frog will be good because it's already a shifter romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they should keep the frog, but
the same idea. Oh, that's a good one. I feel like Little Mermaid doesn't get done because that one turns when you can't really do that without it being somewhat fantasy-esque.
Yeah.
mhm.
Well,
Someone said a good Mulan.
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's so
Agreed.
true.
I feel like they have a lot of like YA fantasy Mulan retellings, but like not like romance.
Yeah, I love the whole idea of like her pretending to be a guy and the guy being like, "Why am I attracted to you?" Like, I'll make you question your sexuality.
Exactly.
You know what? There hasn't been a Mulan where the Mulan is non-binary.
Yeah.
I think that would make a lot of sense. Yeah, Sleeping Beauty can be kind of creepy if you think too hard about it, but you know, I choose not to. So is Snow White if you think about it. A Snow White mafia romance could be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Snow
Yeah.
White has like all the makings of a reverse harem though too.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
that.
Like all of it. Yeah.
The dwarves are right there. Just
You have all 7 of them, you know?
I feel like all the reverse harems I read, they're not normally more than like 3 or 4 extra people. Like I've never read one that's like massive.
The very first one that I read is like has 9. It's
But see, with those ones, do the guys get together too?
I don't think so. No, because it's more of like it's like slow burn. Like I think it's like she's still writing it. It's like set in high school, and like they don't even like they might kiss in like the 3rd one, maybe. So it's like very like younger side, but there's still like 9 guys. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, well, knowing that that's my thing with reverse harems is like I like them, but I like at least some times where like everyone's together. Like it's sad when it's just one-on-one.
Again, I'm telling you to read the sweet verse. Like Captain Moon.
I already said yes. Okay.
like I just feel like with 9, like at some point, like are you gonna get tired? I'd just be like,
I know.
oh
Yeah, because they were like all friends. It's the Academy series by C.L. Stone. Like the
Oh my god, that's reverse. I started reading that when Kate started.
So like what is it, like Introductions is the first one. It's like
I read that when it first came out. I don't think I even knew that's what it was turning into. What?
Oh yes. Yeah.
What? That's like one of the very first books on my Kindle.
Yes.
Like 7 years ago. She's still writing that series.
It's still going on. She just released the latest book like last month or something, 2 months ago. It's still going.
Yeah, I feel like this is why reverse harems are really long because you have to like
develop the.
And when they're not developed, it's not good.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
feel like I
It's
wouldn't be
just
able
like
to keep track of that many. Like I forget.
That's why with like Lady of Rooksgrave, it was easy to keep track because they're all like different.
They're so different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that one worked because you couldn't really mess up the different creatures.
Right.
Yeah, I think in that series, in that book, it was like different colors, different smells, like were associated with the characters. So like
it would be brought up every single time, so you would remember them.
Has anyone here read Zodiac Academy? I haven't.
I read the first one and didn't like it.
They're so big too. Those are also massive books.
Yeah. It took a while to get through. But it was like, I feel like everyone has been reading it.
I'd be more inclined to do that than like some other stuff that I feel like is in the same vein. But so many books, so little time.
Agreed.
Are we gonna sprint again?
Yeah, we can do one more and then wrap it up if you guys want.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, let's do another quick one. So 20 minutes, does that work? Okay. Okay. So I think we're gonna wrap up the sprints now. We've been here for a while. But thank you everyone in the chat for joining us. I hope everyone got to read a lot. And thank you guys for coming and doing this with me.
Thank you for having me.
For hosting.
This was so much fun. I love it.
Yeah. So I think tomorrow there's another sprint happening on Crystal's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At do you remember the time? I think it's 1 o'clock Central.
Yeah, it might be
time.
1.
I'm pretty sure. So you can come join us there for more reading. And thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.